hero. The story opens inside a bustling courtroom filled with lawyers, spectators, and a stern-faced judge presiding over the session. A nervous law student, perhaps in his early 20s, steps up to present his argument, his first time speaking in court. His hands shake, his voice wavers, and he struggles to get his words out. The judge, known for his no nonsense and sometimes harsh demeanor, watches unimpressed, already doubting the student's abilities. The atmosphere is tense. Some in the courtroom whisper, wondering if the student will make a fool of himself. The stage is set. Can this shy, inexperienced student prove himself in front of a skeptic judge's mockery? As the student stumbles over his words, struggling to articulate his argument, the judge smirks. The judge, perhaps impatient or amused, interrupts with a sarcastic remark. If you're planning to defend a case like that, you might want to consider another career. Or, did you forget your argument at home? Laughter ripples through the courtroom. Some attorneys shake their heads, while others chuckle. The student's face flushes with embarrassment, his confidence shaken even further. A moment of silence follows. Will he crumble under pressure or rise to the challenge? A turning point. The student takes a deep breath, steadies himself, and grips the podium tighter. Instead of breaking down, he pauses, collects his thoughts, and refocuses. His voice, though still shaky, begins to grow stronger as he starts presenting his argument more clearly. The laughter in the courtroom fades as people start noticing it in his demeanor. The judge, initially dismissive, raises an eyebrow, sensing a change. A flicker of confidence emerges in the student's eyes. He's ready to prove himself. The student's brilliant argument. With newfound confidence, the student dives into his argument, presenting a well-structured case. He starts citing key legal precedents, referencing obscure but highly relevant cases that even seasoned attorneys may have overlooked. His voice grows steadier and more commanding, each point backed by solid logic and evidence. The courtroom shifts, whispers die down as people begin listening intently. The opposing side, initially smug, starts looking uneasy as they struggle to counter his argument. The judge, now leaning forward with interest, realizes he may have misjudged the student. The judge's reaction. The once dismissive judge now listens intently, his smirk replaced by a look of curiosity and respect. He asks follow-up questions, perhaps expecting the student to stumble, but the student answers flawlessly, demonstrating deep legal understanding. A moment of silence follows before the judge, clearly impressed, nods slowly. His once mocking tone softens as he acknowledges the student's argument. The judge, known for his strict and critical nature, offers a rare compliment. Well, it seems you've done your homework after all. The power dynamic has shifted. The student is no longer the nervous rookie, but a rising legal mind commanding respect. Response. A wave of surprise washes over the courtroom. Whispers of admiration replace the earlier laughter. Some attorneys exchange impressed glances, recognizing the depth of the student's argument. The opposing counsel, once confident, now appears visibly unsettled, struggling to find a counterpoint. A few spectators nod in approval, while others lean in, eager to hear what happens next. One experienced lawyer in the audience even mutters, "Didn't see that coming." The student, now standing taller, realizes that he's won over the room, a stark contrast to how the day began. And learned. The student finishes his argument with poise, his confidence fully transformed. The judge, now respectful, gives a final nod and perhaps a word of encouragement. You have potential. Keep sharpening your skills. The once intimidating courtroom now feels different. It's no longer a place of fear, but one of opportunity. As the student walks back to his seat, a seasoned attorney or professor approaches him, offering a handshake or a word of praise. The lesson is clear. First impressions aren't everything, and true talent reveals itself under pressure. Moral or takeaway. Perseverance and preparation win over fear. The student's hard work and knowledge ultimately spoke louder than his nerves. Never judge someone too quickly. Even those who appear weak or inexperienced can surprise you. Confidence is built, not given. The student's journey from nervousness to brilliance shows that belief in oneself grows through action. The judge, once dismissive, learns a lesson too. Mockery can be misplaced, and potential often hides beneath uncertainty. The story ends with a sense of inspiration, leaving the audience reflecting on their own moments of self doubt and the power of proving oneself. Twist. Optional. The judge was testing him. After court adjourns, the judge privately tells the student, I pushed you on purpose. I wanted to see if you had the backbone to handle real pressure. You passed. The student played it smart. It's revealed that the student intentionally appeared nervous to lower expectations, only to deliver a stunning performance when it mattered most. A hidden mentor. A well-known lawyer or professor in the audience had been secretly evaluating him for a prestigious internship or scholarship. The opposing counsel's shock. The opposing attorney, perhaps a seasoned professional, underestimated the student and now sees him as real competition for the future. A personal connection. Maybe the judge sees a younger version of himself in the student, adding a personal layer to his reaction. The beginning of something bigger. The student walks out of the courtroom transformed, no longer the nervous rookie, but a confident future attorney. He carries himself differently, aware that he just proved something, not only to the judge and the courtroom, but to himself. Perhaps a law firm reaches out afterward, intrigued by his performance. The judge watches him leave, a small, knowing smile on his face. He sees potential. The final line hints at what's to come. This was just the beginning. The story closes with a sense of victory, growth, and the promise of a bright future. Glimpse into the future. Months or years later, the student is now a practicing attorney, standing in the same courtroom, but this time as a respected lawyer. The judge, seeing him again, gives a subtle nod of recognition. Perhaps the student is now defending a major case, and the confidence he once lacked is now second nature. As he delivers his opening statement, someone in the audience, maybe a new nervous law student, watches in awe, just as he once did. The cycle continues, showing that growth, mentorship, and perseverance shape the next generation of great lawyers. Would you want this to be a full epilogue? Or after the case, the now successful lawyer, formerly the nervous student, walks through the courthouse halls, reflecting on how far he's come. He overhears a young law student nervously rehearsing an argument, much like he once did. Instead of walking past, he stops, smiles, and offers a few words of encouragement. Nervous? The student nods, admitting, yeah, first time in court. He replies, good, that means you care. Just remember, once you start, you'll be fine. The young student looks at him with newfound hope, unaware that the man giving advice was once in the exact same position. As he walks away, he catches a glimpse of the judge, the same one who once mocked him, watching with a knowing smirk of approval. The story ends with the sense that the torch has been passed and a new journey is about to begin. This ties everything together while leaving the door open for more growth. Would you want an even stronger callback to the original scene?